Asbestos is not harmful unless inhaled. Non-friable or non-crumbling asbestos is not a direct health threat. However, a growing public awareness that repeatedly inhaling heavy doses of asbestos dust has proven deadly to unprotected industrial workers can make living around the substance unnerving at times. Many older homes and other buildings contain asbestos, and there appears to be more of a risk of removing asbestos than leaving it alone. Asbestos is only dangerous when it's getting into the air that we breathe. Many authorities insist that if the material is intact, there is no danger. There's also the obvious, if not scientific, evidence that millions of us that are healthy and middle-aged grew up under asbestos ceilings and above asbestos floor tiles. Our parents were raised around heating pipes wrapped in asbestos insulation. People routinely take bigger risks in everyday voluntary activities such as driving, flying, swimming, or even playing football. But the deadly lung disease asbestosis and some fatal cancers have been tied to breathing asbestos fibers over time, typically among those who worked around the dust before protective laws. An estimated 9,500 Americans, mostly electricians, carpenters, machinists, and other workers exposed in the 1950s, died last year of lung and membrane cancers due to asbestos. Of course, smoking, which was quite prevalent in the 40s and 50s and still in today's workplaces, compounded risks associated with the high asbestos exposure. Asbestos experts say that asbestos will never go away. It's something that will be with us far beyond our current expected lifetimes, so it's best to learn to live with it safely. Most products made today do not contain asbestos. Those few products made which still contain asbestos that could be inhaled are required to be labeled as such. Common products that might have contained asbestos in the past and conditions which may release fibers include 1. Steam pipes, boilers, and furnace ducts insulated with an asbestos blanket or asbestos paper tape. These materials may release asbestos fibers if damaged, repaired, or removed improperly. Number 2. Resilient floor tiles such as vinyl asbestos, asphalt, and rubber. The backing on vinyl sheet flooring and adhesives used for installing floor tile. Sanding and scraping tiles can release fibers. Number 3. Cement sheet, millboard, and paper used as insulation around furnaces and wood-burning stoves. Cutting, tearing, sanding, or drilling and sawing can release fibers. Number 4. Door gaskets in furnaces, wood stoves, and coal stoves. Worn seals can release asbestos fibers during use. Number 5. Soundproofing or decorative material sprayed on walls and ceilings. Number 6. Patching and joint compounds for walls and ceilings and textured paints. Number 7. Asbestos cement roofing, shingles and siding. Asbestos cement pipe used in industry. Number 8. Artificial ashes and embers sold for use in gas-fired fireplaces and older products such as asbestos gloves, stovetop pads, ironing board covers, and certain hair dryers. Number 9. Automobile brake pads and linings, clutch facings, and gaskets. There are risks, but preventing the inhalation of fibers is the most important part of protection. When any known asbestos material is being used, know what you're doing. The material may be wetted down to reduce the release of fibers, or personal protective equipment can be used to protect you from inhaling the fibers. The risks are well known, but so are protective measures of asbestos in the workplace. There appears to be more of a risk in the home, since training and education programs are not generally promoted to the general public. In the home, keep activities to a minimum in any areas having damaged material that may contain asbestos. Avoid damaging asbestos material. For removal or repair work involving asbestos, use persons trained and qualified in handling asbestos. Don't dust, sweep, or vacuum debris that may contain asbestos. Don't saw, sand, scrape, or drill holes in asbestos materials. Don't use abrasive pads or brushes on power strippers to strip wax from asbestos flooring, and never use a power stripper on a dry floor. When asbestos flooring needs replacing, install new floor covering over it if possible. There are other precautions to take, but the most important part of living with asbestos is to know and understand the risks involved. Then use your good judgment to avoid the risks. Asbestos will be around forever. Learn to respect it and live with it safely.